President's Day. The only day of the year you can get a mattress at half off and not feel gross while eating a hot dog in February. So today, we're going to take a look at 8 of our favorite real US presidents in video games.
President's Day is actually originally just George Washington's birthday, and as the first president and founding father, seems right. Civ 1, 4, and 5 do a great job of portraying Washington as the leader of the new nation, but it's Age of Empires 3, the United States Civilization DLC, that does his service justice. Replacing your scout with a general, George takes on his role as the leader of the Continental Army, on the front lines leading the charge like he did in real life, just like the Battle of Princeton being just 30 yards away from British front lines.
Bill Clinton has cultivated a persona of being the cool guy. Sunglasses at night, saxophone, late night talk shows. Way back before microtransactions for public figures, we had hidden characters, type in a secret code, and unlock someone new. Like in NBA Jam, knowing the said code word would unlock Bill Clinton as a playable character. And he actually had some pretty ridiculous stats. Insert joke about him scoring, not just in the Oval Office.
There was a gold era for Flash games, back when it was still alive. But back in the early 2000s, before the school admins blocked every website, you could play Bush Shootout with President George W. Bush. A point-and-click shooter reminiscent of arcade light gun machines, Bush and his Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, defend themselves and the White House from the 2000s worst villains, nondescript terrorists.
At the height of the Cold War, we were close to the apocalypse. Few people knew, however, though, that it would be zombies and not nukes that would be the cause. This one's a twofer, as John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon teamed up with the communist dictator Fidel Castro and U.S. Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara to take on the undead hordes at the Pentagon. In Call of Duty Black Ops' Zombie Level 5, you played as these four in place of their World War II counterparts, complete with a interestingly animated intro where JFK is featured using a China Lake grenade launcher and Tricky Dick with akimbo HS-10 shotguns.
World War II had some profound leaders who gave tremendous speeches to their troops and nations. Churchill was inspiring with his words, from "We shall fight them on the beaches" to "Blood, toil, tears and sweat." Britain's resolve was audible. But for any gamer who played Medal of Honor, Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force in Europe and future President Dwight D. Eisenhower's Great Crusade speech to the troops before the D-Day landing was a perfect add to the realism of those early 2000s graphics, making it feel more Spielberg-esque in presentation.
Being featured in a game is nice enough, but how about being one of the main characters? Codenamed Steam does just that, with Abraham Lincoln. Team up with fictional characters like Lion from The Wizard of Oz, Henry Fleming, and John Henry to take on alien invaders led by the Lovecraftian elder god Shuggoth, who are after the Necronomicon in this steampunk Nintendo 3DS title. This is getting a little ridiculous. Lincoln leads the team. He also gets a mech called Abe, eventually sacrificing himself to save the day. Makes sense why the Japanese version had the subtitle Lincoln vs. Aliens.
Like the real guy, why be in a video game when you can have a whole game of your own? The 45th and 47th President, Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon, a 2002 tycoon-style game where you bought and sold real estate like the magnate himself. You play as an employee, purchasing real estate and building on them, all while working your way up the corporate ladder. Trump is your trusted narrator and guide. You navigate the cutthroat world of high-rise real estate to edge out the other land barons for commercial dominance. We're now just waiting for the DLC where you turn your fortune into votes.
Finally, why simply be limited to games themselves when you can have an impact on the entire gaming industry? For anyone who's old enough to have played in arcades back in their heyday, for sure remember this image, the FBI logo stating, "Winners don't use drugs." William S. Sessions was Ronald Reagan's director of the FBI, and this appointment, along with their continuation of the war on drugs, led them to seek outreach to younger demographics. The cool kids might have been doing drugs, but all of the kids were playing in arcades. In cooperation with the American Amusement Machine Association, with members like Sega and Capcom, each one creating their own unique image, being programmed onto hundreds of thousands of arcades all across the globe. Whether or not it helped win the war on drugs, it was definitely memorable.
That's our list. Happy President's Day to all you Yanks. Which president do you think would be the best against a zombie, or alien, or British invasion? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more weekly lists, as well as news and more. Cheers for watching.